Hey everyone, it's Miranda. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey for the first time, why don't you subscribe, become the newest member of the Slashed Squad. Here I review products you won't feel guilty buying and do looks you can actually recreate at home. If you've already done that, please consider turning on video notifications. If you don't, YouTube decides what's on your subscription page, not you. Today I'm going to be testing out for the first time these L'Oreal Infallible Magic Pigments. I featured these in my Ulta Beauty haul last week and I was talking about maybe doing a full video on them, and a few of you expressed interest, so here it is. In case you didn't see that video, let me fill you in. So these are powder products that are meant for the eyes and lips, although they have separate lines for both of them, so you can't use them interchangeably, if that makes sense. But they are a powder to cream formula. So as you can see here in the little jar, it is completely a loose powder. It looks very finely milled, very soft, but as you blend it onto the skin, it's supposed to become completely creamy, supposed to blend out with a ton of pigment. So on my last trip to Ulta Beauty, I did pick up one for the eyes and one for the lips, so that way we can test both formulas and see how they perform. So this is going to be a first impression review. I'm gonna try them on my face for the very first time, and then I'm going to wear them throughout the day and see, you know, how they do. So let's just jump into testing the L'Oreal Infallible Magic Pigments. All right, so we have the jars here. Now, something that I saw when I was watching Tati's video about this product was that underneath the black cap, there's another closure here. It's kind of a flip up top, but then it's just a hole leading to the powder. There's no sifter, which means that there's not really too much control as far as how much powder we're dispensing. So that does concern me a little bit as far as like the messiness of this product. Obviously, normal cream eyeshadows or cream lipsticks, you know, it's either in a little jar that you kind of stick your finger in or stick a brush in. So already that's a little bit like more trouble, I feel like, but we're going to give it a shot. So I've got the lip one here. I want to do the eyes first actually though. So the shade that I have for the eyes is called Retro, and it's kind of like a beigey, silvery shade. So I'm gonna bring you a little closer and we'll start applying. All right, so my favorite way to wear cream eyeshadows are just as all over lid shades. I often use them as just a quick way to add color to my lids without doing like a whole intricate look. So I do tend to lean towards taupes and bronzes that look good just as like a full lid color. So that's why I chose this one. So let's see how this goes. All right, we're going to dispense it onto my hand, and I'm gonna try to not get too much out. Oh, okay, we got a lot out. Oh no, that was way too much. Oh, how do I feel like I need to get a little scoop to get some of it back in because that was so much. Okay, what I'm gonna try to do is I have the back end of tweezers. I'm gonna try to like scoop it into the jar again. Oh my God. Ooh, it's working. All right, so this is a hack in case you take out too much. You can scoop it back in, and I guess that's helpful that it does have kind of a wider hole for that. Here we have the powder. Ooh, that is loose. Okay, I'm just gonna start blending on the back of my hand just to kind of get it. Whoa, look at this. It just like totally melted into cream. That's pretty cool. Still have a lot of product here, but yeah, that just literally melted into this cream. That was a weird feeling. Okay, I'm gonna grab a mirror and put it on my eye. Ooh, I think it sets fast because I'm trying to transfer it to my eye and it's already feeling a little dry on my finger. Okay, so maybe a better solution would be not to blend it out on my hand before applying. Ooh, I really like this shade as an all over lid shade because it adds dimension in one step. Yeah, so we've learned that this sets extremely fast. Also, it seems to still be a little bit easy to blend. I just have some sparkle here where I didn't really want it, but it's kind of set. So that's what that looks like. I really like the color. I really like the formula. It's super lightweight. I don't feel like I have a layer of makeup over my eye or anything. For it being really creamy, it ended up blending out feeling pretty lightweight and thin. So for this next eye, I'm gonna switch up my technique and actually use a brush. This is the Sigma Wide Shader E59. You can get 10% off with code /beauty, link below. Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of tap it on the rim here where I have some excess product because of, you know, me scooping back, but alternatively, you can pour this onto like a flat surface and pick it up like that. But I just kind of want to see if this works and is still mess free. Okay, so it seems to be sticking to the brush, kind of like any other loose pigment would. Interesting. It seems to be working. This is a pretty dense brush, but it's very soft and kind of fluffy at the ends, so it can pack on product, but also blend it out really well. Oh, it seems to be actually doing really well with the shadow. For some reason, I feel like the sparkles are more apparent on this side that I'm using the brush. I'm not sure what would cause that. Okay, now I'm just gonna take my finger to kind of blend the edges out a little bit softer before this sets forever. I'm just gonna kind of go back and layer onto the eye that I did with my finger because I kind of like the intensity that I get when I apply it with a brush. All right, cool. So what I learned was it actually goes on a little bit more pigmented and a little bit more glittery when you do use a brush. It was on the more subtle side when I used my finger. And yeah, so I just kind of went in and packed a little bit more on this eye because they were just a little bit uneven. But yeah, this was a really, really good brush to work with this product. So anything similar, that it has a lot of bristles, very dense, and it's kind of stiff towards the bottom, but you do have fluffiness towards the top for blending. So far, pretty cool product. Like I said, I think the biggest thing to stress, I know I've said it like 5 times already, sets very quickly. So I'm hoping what that means is that once it's set, it will last and it will be a long-lasting product. We're not gonna find any creasing. That's my my hope for this product. All right, let's move on to the lips. So the shade I got for lips is called Instant Crush. It looks like a mauve shade. That's kind of what I'm expecting, maybe a dusty mauve. So for this, I'm actually gonna start out with brush application. This is the pointed liner brush from Real Techniques. I believe it might have come in a set, but it is very precise if you do want to use it for the lips. And it's thin enough to just go straight in to that little hole in the top of the product. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up a little bit of the powder. Ooh. It's crazy how it just like transforms immediately. Yeah, so I think I might have inhaled some. Okay, don't do that. It's interesting because the finish on this isn't looking super creamy. It almost looks matte. I'm getting, like I can feel the powder going in my mouth a little bit. It seems to apply with that dusty tone and then it's like a deepening. It's definitely a lot deeper than it looks like in the jar. Either way, it's very pretty. I like this shade. It is definitely like a berry mauve almost. So I put some on the back of my hand and spread it out just to see if the finish or application was any different with my fingers. And at first it felt a little bit more creamier going on, but now it is drying down to be the same kind of finish and texture as what I feel on my lips, which is kind of like a powder finish. You do get a more matte appearance, but it's very lightweight and very comfortable. Now, I don't know if there's like an intentional flavor of this pigment, but I got a little bit in my mouth, and I feel like that is kind of inevitable because while it is loose, it's very prone to kind of flying places, and it doesn't taste great, so it's just, you know, try not to get it in your mouth. This shade definitely came out a little bit bolder than what it looks like in the jar. In the jar, I thought it'd be a little bit more of like a beigey pink, maybe a little bit more neutral. And here we have like a full-on mauve situation. It's pretty, just not really what I expected. So if you have a chance to swatch them in store, my display did not have testers, but if your display does, I would suggest maybe doing that so that you know what you're getting. Now I feel a lot more complete as opposed to our intro where I felt like I had no lips at all. Okay, so first impression, just straight after using these on my face for the first time, these are definitely interesting. They're pretty cool. It's been been a while since we've seen something truly innovative in makeup, I feel like, especially at the drugstore, something we'd never seen before. And I've definitely never seen anything like these before. As far as the packaging, it's annoying. I mean, you saw me struggle with the eye pigment. I do wish there was another like sifter or something, even if it was like a cloth sifter where we could kind of shake it and then get some from the top. I can see that being an issue as far as product waste. Now, something that Tati said in her review video, she was one of the first people that I saw talk about this on YouTube. She got them like way ahead of them being in stores, I believe, because my Ulta Beauty just got these. But one thing that she said that I definitely agreed with when I was just kind of seeing this online was that she wasn't sure as far as the practicality, like why do we need these in our collection? What makes them more useful than the typical lipstick or cream eyeshadow? That's a question that I haven't really answered for myself as far as the lipstick, because I feel like I have this shade in a liquid lipstick. I have this shade in a normal lipstick. I do like how it looks on the lips. I like how it feels on the lips. I like that I have like a powder matte finish without it feeling dry. However, I don't know if it's necessarily worth one, the money, this is $14.99 by the way, or just in general kind of the trouble of, you know, dipping a brush in and going over and trying to, you know, get it to blend. For this one, I don't really know if there's a practical reason why you would put this in your collection. However, for the eye pigment, I do see a reason why I would use this over like a typical cream eyeshadow in a different, you know, like a flatter jar that you stick your finger in. So my favorite way to apply cream eyeshadows is usually with my fingers. I feel like I get a lot better coverage that way, and it's just a little bit easier to blend them out. But when you're sticking your fingers directly into any product, you're, you know, risking contamination. But especially with wetter products and cream eyeshadows that already expire faster than powder eyeshadows, you definitely do run the risk of getting bacteria or letting bacteria grow in a cream eyeshadow. With this, I feel like because it is a dry formula first, you can keep this a little bit longer and you don't run the risk of cross-contaminating because you're not dipping your fingers into this. Even if you choose to apply it with your fingers, you're, you know, dumping it out onto something else and then putting it on. So I do kind of see how this might be preferred over some other cream eyeshadows. With this, I don't see why I would prefer this over other lipsticks. So that's just a little bit of insight, maybe a little bit of justification if you do want to add this to your collection. Okay, so that was my first impression. So now for the rest of the day, I'll check in a couple more times and kind of let you know how this is performing. Will the lips last through lunch? Are the eyes going to crease? Because I just put it straight on with no primer, because a lot of times with cream eyeshadows, I don't necessarily put primer on. So let's just see how they work. I'll see you in a few hours. Right now, it is currently 11:40. And let me just show you that for proof. There you go. Can you see that it says 11:40? So I will check in with you in a few hours. Bye. Hey everyone, it is now 1:41 p.m. and so it has been about 2 hours since I've applied both the Magic Pigment for the eyes and lips. I had a Subway sandwich for lunch, which almost completely took off the lip pigment. So that was a little annoying. You can see it kind of clinging on a little bit to like the most inner parts of my lip. But yeah, that's a goner. As far as the eyeshadow though, it still looks great. I will say though that the glitter can come off if you like accidentally rub your eyes. It'll kind of stick to your fingers, but just don't touch your eyes and that won't be a problem. I don't see it starting to crease at all yet, so that is a good sign. So I guess for the rest of the day, we're just monitoring the eyes because the lips are donezo. All right, I'll see you in another few hours. Bye. Hey everyone, so it is now 4:27 in the afternoon. So it's been another few hours and I'm schwitzing, I'm sweating. It's really hot out today in Vegas. I was just running errands and then I was cleaning out some stuff in the garage and the eyeshadow looks really good. Let's zoom in. So I don't know about you, but I'm not seeing any creasing, nothing's falling into the lines of my lids. everything looks pretty even and almost as if I had just applied it. So that's very impressive, and yeah, no smudging or anything or fading. And that shimmer is going strong. So seeing as it has been almost 5 hours with no signs of wear, I am gonna end the test here just because I am going to a boot camp gym in about an hour, so I'm gonna take my makeup off. So here's my verdict. At the end of the day, the lips, not worth it. It was more work to put on than a normal lipstick, and the color did not last through a Subway sandwich. The eyes, very cool product. However, is it worth it? $14.99 for a single shadow is kind of expensive. We're kind of, you know, on that edge of almost mid to high-end makeup there, but it is a very cool product to play with, and as you can see, pretty long lasting as well. So if you like the effect, if you have a little bit of extra cash, I actually do suggest you use your $3.50 off coupon at Ulta Beauty to grab it so you can get it for a little bit cheaper at least. But yeah, I think it's a cool product that's worth trying out if it looks interesting to you. All right, everyone, so that was my first impression slash day wear test of the new L'Oreal Infallible Magic Pigments. You can get them for $14.99 at Ulta Beauty. I will leave the link below. What do you think of this product? Do you feel like they would be practical for your own makeup collection? I feel like that's kind of the big question. Is it worth it? Because there are definitely some learning curve elements to this in terms of, you know, applying it and getting it out of the jar in general. But I do think they're kind of cool. I mean, seeing something different on the makeup scene always excites me. All right, everyone, if you want to see more wear test makeup reviews, leave a thumbs up and let me know what you want me to test in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe and become the newest member of the Slash Squad, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!